If you worked on any reasonably big code base, you've seen code like this. Take a value that represents the amount of time in one unit, convert it to a different unit, be it seconds to hours, seconds to days, or maybe hours to milliseconds. This last example also shows how the variable usually includes the unit of time in its name. This is just the sensible thing to do when you use an integer or a double to represent time. If the code you're working with does this and not this, then I feel sorry for you. Search for strings like /60 in your favorite code base. Depending on the size of your project, time math like this could be replicated dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of times. As a good programmer, this should feel disturbing. What if someone made a mistake in the math? What if someone mislabeled a unit in the variable name? Is there a unit test? Is there a test each time the math appears? How much mental effort is spent on getting all this right when the code was written? A bug in this category can be anywhere between hilarious and catastrophic. Believe me, I've seen it. And chances are you have or will see it sometimes in your career. Okay, so how do we solve it? Here, the fundamental issue is our value only represents the numeric part of time. But time, like any physical quantity, also has a unit, which is not represented by our variable when we do time math. So in this video, I want you to get yourself a value that do include the unit. It can be as simple as this. I used Swift in this first example. I'll switch to different languages throughout the video, but this should be simple enough to understand even if you've never used the Swift language. It's a type that stores the time value in a fixed unit. In this example, I used microseconds, but it can be any unit you choose, as long as it meets your precision requirement. Next, let's get rid of the math. Let's make a constructor/initializer/factory method for each time unit so they can be used like this. This example creates a new value by calling a factory method in Rust, but you can imagine this in the convention of your programming language of choice. In each value of this type duration, the unit of time is encoded at the time of the value's creation. Let's call that step 1. Step 2. This minutes method converts the numeric value so that it represents the same amount of time in minutes. This, critically, should be the only place where conversion from a time of one unit to another occurs. When your program is taking duration as input from the internet, a database, etc., you could use the constructor/initializer/factory method to convert the value to a duration immediately. When your program writes out a time, say sending it as part of a network request or showing it to users, you call the conversion method in step 2. Having taken care of those scenarios, the rest of your project should store and reference time durations with our new duration type. With this, you can replace the old unitless integers and doubles. And voila! No more time math littered all over your code. The only energy you need to spend writing code is to figure out the right unit at the time of input and output, which was necessary before anyways. This duration type is so simple that you could probably go write one yourself right now and complete it with unit tests. Chances are there's already a library in your ecosystem created for this exact purpose, and they could take advantage of unique capabilities in your language, such as generics or macro, for better ergonomics and safety. Whether to use a third-party library is up to you. The hard part, of course, is migrating your code base to this new system, and perhaps more importantly, convince your current and future coworkers on projects to use it as much as possible. Perhaps you could show them this little video as part of that process. Have fun with that. Speaking of fun, if you enjoyed what I showed you here, please give the video a like. Subscribe to my channel and tell me in the comment how much time math you found in your code base. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.